Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. In this presentation, we're going to explain you about structural and semantics. Before we start it, I want to introduce the member in this group. First, there is Amanda Fransisca Gultom as the chief of this group. The second is me, Mariam Ulfa, as a moderator. And then Arina Putri Septiani, Aisyah Naifa Naila, Alif Izhar, and Rangga Priyatama. Next slide, please. In this presentation, we'll be divided into two perceptions. First is structural semantics according to Ferdinand de Source, and structural semantics according to Side's theory. Okay, for the structural semantics according to Ferdinand de Source, it will be present by our friends Aisyah Naifa Naila. Time is yours.
Okay, structural semantic according Ferdinand de Saussure. Ferdinand de Saussure, for the first time, provide this view with his theory of linguistic science. According to de Saussure, every linguistic sign or language sign consists of two components, namely the significant or interpreting component, whose form is a series of sounds, and the second and the significant or interpreted component, whose form is an understanding or concept, or which is owned by the significant. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisyah Naifa Naila. And next slide is, okay, these slides will explain you about four Saussurean dichotomies that have had a major influence on the development of structuralism. First is the difference between substance and form. According to Lyon, the substance Saussure refers to the concept of Aristotle and the scholastics, which can be equated with matter, while forms are often interpreted with different meanings in linguistics. Second is the difference between langue and parole. According to Lyon, his langue is Saussure refers to the language system, while the parole refers to the language behavior. Third is difference paradigmatic and syntagmatic. Syntagmatic combination of language units at the same or parallel level. For example, the lexeme old has a syntagmatic relationship with the man in the phrase the old man, or the letter I has a syntagmatic relation with the letters P and T in the word pit. Meanwhile, paradigmatic is substitutive relation of syntagmatic. For example, the word old has a paradigmatic relationship with young and tall in the phrases the old man, the young man, and the tall man. Fourth, the difference between synchronic and diachronic. Synchronic is the analysis of language as it is, both past and present in a certain period of time, while diachronic is an analysis of language change with two variables. Next slide, please. And this explanation will be delivered by our friends Rangga. Sorry, this is Amanda Fransisca Gultom. Time is yours.
In the theory of structural semantic, description emerged with a series of relations to the structuralist concept of meaning. In structural semantics, there are three approaches used, namely the lexical domain, component analysis, and semantic relation. In this case, semantic relation will be used as a theoretical study. Semantic relation developed the idea of the describing structural relation in a related word. The meaning of the word is considered as an independent unit, not the meaning of the word in the context of the sentence. According to the lexical semantic, the meaning of a word is the accordance with the reference. In accordance with the observation of the sense or the meaning that is really real in our life. For example, the word leaf, the reference is the part of the plant that grows strand on a twig. The second is in a Pak-Pak diaries, the language Komil, the reference is a type of bass plant with a soft leaf contour, usually used for buffalo food. The third is the lexical semantic approach used in the study is in the realm of semantic relation. Seed theory is used to explain semantic relation.
Okay, thank you, Manda. Next slide, please. Now we're gonna talk about the theory of semantic relations according to site is. And it will be present by our friend Rangga Priyatama. Time is yours.
The theory of semantic relations according to Said is first, homonymy. A. Words that are spelled and pronounced the same but have different meanings, homonyms. For example, genting equals gawat and genting equals atap. B. Words whose spelling is the same but pronunciation and meaning are different, or homographs. For example, apple, fruit, and apple, ceremony. C. Words with the same pronunciation but different spelling and meaning, homophones. For example, bank, money depository, and bank, brother. And the second is polysemy. Polysemy has a close meaning relationship between words whose form and speech are the same. Polysemy is defined as a word that has many meanings. For example, the word head can mean the upper part of the object, can mean a leader of a chairman, can also mean a figure of speech or expression.
Thank you, Rangga. Next slide, please. This slide will be present by our friend Alif Izhar. Alif Izhar, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. So I'm going to talk about another theory of semantic relation according to Said. The first one is antonym. Antonyms are lexical relations that describe opposite meanings. The meaning is an expression whose meaning is considered the opposite of the meaning of another expression. For example, big and small words. As with synonyms, the meaning relationship between two words is two-way and its meaning is not absolute. And number 4 is hyponym. Said says that hyponym is an inclusion relationship. Hyponym refers to the vertical relationship of the taxonomy. The hyponym of a word whose scope of meaning is more specific or called a special word. Words that have a wider scope of meaning are called hyponyms or general words. But Said equates these two terms. For example, orchids, jasmine, carnation, and rose is the hyponym of the hypernym of the word flower. Okay, thank you. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Alif. Next slide, please. And the last theory of semantic relation according to Said is will be present by our friends Arina Putri. Time is yours.
Okay, and the last theory of semantic relation according to Said is 5 is synonyms. Synonyms are words that are phonologically different but have the same or nearly the same meaning. An example is the words buruk and jelek are synonymous words. The relationship of meaning between two words is bidirectional. So from the example and definition above it can be said that the meaning is more or less the same. The similarity is not 100%, only more or less or not absolute. And the last is meronym. Meronym is a term used to describe part or all of a lexical relationship. For example, cover and page are the meronyms of book, and stem, leaf, branch, twig, and root are the meronyms of a tree. That's all. Back to the moderator.
Thank you, Arina, and thank you for all the member who has explained the theory. Maybe that's all we can present to you. Thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.